Welcome back to Sunrise. The Economic Recovery Growth Plan, ERGP, was launched in 2017 to stimulate the economy, activate growth of non-oil sectors, and deliver a robustly diversified and sustainable economic growth and development. You wonder why I paused, right? Okay. ERGP is already yielding positive impact. Indeed. To accelerate and cascade the impact of ERGP, the government organized sector-specific focus labs where relevant stakeholders from different sectors brainstormed on practical steps to overcoming any identified challenges in the implementation of the ERGP. The Focus Labs initiative, which is an offshoot of the ERGP, was an engagement platform for both the public and private sectors aimed at harnessing important partnerships that would unlock key investments to diversify the economy and create wealth and employment through priority sectors, which include agriculture, manufacturing, processing, power and gas, and transport. All sounds like plenty of English. But to break it down and help us understand how over $22.5 billion worth of private sector investment can be unlocked by 2020, we're joined by Mr. Bismaeck Rewane, Managing Director of Financial Derivatives. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Mr. Rewane, before you came in, let me start from that point. Before you came in, Mr. Onwudiwe, one of our previous guests, said something, says, in that conversation we're having about the judicial system and misconduct and what it should be, he said, we're actually demarketing Nigeria.
Yeah.
Now, an investor wants to come in. It looks at the ease of doing business. It looks at all the parameters that ought to be in place to bring in your money. And begins to wonder, justice. How will this work against my investment, or how would it work to enhance my investment? How does that play out before we get down to the ERGP conversation?
Thank you. First and foremost, people make decisions based not on your words, but on your actions. You can say all the good things and do all the bad things. The outcome is going to be different. So let's get that clear. Secondly, what's the plan? The plan is a document or a concept that you want to achieve the following objectives. So that's why the rhetoric you came up with, it's nice rhetoric. But the reality is, what are we, what do you see, what do you hear, and what do you feel? That's the big problem in this country, which is simple. What you hear, what you see, and what you feel technically should be the same thing. But you hear something, you see something else, and you feel something else. So we have to align those three feelings. Now, the business, when you take the overall objective of economic planning is to achieve growth. One, increase output, employment, low prices. Just, it's as simple as that. Now, growth, the GDP itself, which is the total of all output and services put together in Nigeria today, is about almost $500 billion. We are planning to achieve a growth rate by 2022 of 7%. Today, we are growing at about 1.5%. Population growth is at about 3%. So we are producing less than, we are producing more children than the food that we are producing. So there's a gap. Now, how do we expand the output? That's why the government came up with the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. This is a good thing. Plans are only as good as they're implemented and as good as you can feel the impact. So what has happened? Growth has been increasing because we came from a recession, right? And we're growing mildly. But if you look at the unemployment data, the unemployment has been growing at a more rapid rate. So two things are happening. Population is increasing. The number of unemployed is increasing. Then the output itself is growing suboptimally. The outcome is that the future looks bleaker. Now, unfortunately, you see, you have the pyramid. You have in the GDP equation, you have government, you have investment, and you have consumption. Those are the three major components. The investment is broken down into two areas. One, what the corporates and international people, but the bulk of the investment are the small and medium-scale enterprises who employ 2, 3, 4, 5 people. That's 2/3 of the economic activity. It is that target that the focus labs are going to look at. And the question is, what are the things constraining you? And when questions were put to these people, some said finance, some said infrastructure, but many of them talked about constraints that you have a regulatory environment and a policy environment which is combative rather than collaborative. Right? So when the taxman comes, when you want to get a driving license, you want to get any form of documentation. That is why the Office of the Vice President set up what they call Bismaeck, and we're asking people, what are the problems? And we did some work with them. And the thing is that the first question you ask, are you aware of these platforms on which you can get your driving license online or get your certificate online and all of that? One, are you aware? Half of them say we're not aware. The other half that were aware say we don't even believe it. I'm still going to use an agent, right? And those that even believed it said it was not working. Visa upon arrival in Nigeria, all the nice things are. So that's why I'm saying what you are hearing, what you are seeing, and what you are feeling
need to be aligned.
And that is where this focus lab says, okay, let's all come together in one room. If you have a problem, talk to the regulatory people there and all that. And so confidence had eroded over the past 58 years of what I call 58 years of waste. Now, wasted opportunities. Now you are trying to restore it. And it's going to take a long time to get that confidence.
That's restoration. I wrote down here, said, what you see, feel, what you hear, see and feel need to align for an, I wrote, effective economy.
Yes.
So, with this plan in 2017, you've said that the economy has somewhat grown.
Yeah.
I mean, we've come out of the recession. We're looking to get bigger, but the population is increasing. And the unemployment rate is increasing.
Absolutely.
Then, in the face of all of that, a warning from the central bank governor that there's a possibility of Nigeria going back into recession.
No, see, let me put it this way, clearly. The fact that you're going to recession is not... Economies are cyclical. If you don't get into recession today, you'll get into it tomorrow. It's how you prepare to defend yourself when that happens. That's the issue. So anybody who tells that you will never go back into recession, even the United States and everybody, the whole world, they're going to recessions from time to time. But the question is, what lessons did you learn from the last recession to make sure that you actually mitigate the risks and the consequences of the next one when it comes?
So the fact that we came out, we're growing, and we have these other two indices that are growing higher than the growth rate in the economy.
Yes.
What does that say, and how can we come out of that?
Okay, so let me put it this way. There are structural problems. You see, if you build a house and defective foundation, every other 2 years or so, you see cracks here, you go and paper over it and all that. A point comes where you need to go back to the structure. You have to demolish the house and build a new foundation so you have a proper structure. So in Nigeria, you have structural problems and you have transient problems, problems that are symptoms that you see. So let me give you an example. If the total imports in Nigeria 10 years ago, because oil was at 110, 120, the total imports in Nigeria in value is about 2 times what it is today. The ports are still the same. But there was no truck packed on Apapa or Fadeye and all of that. Today you are importing half of what you imported in value 10 years ago. And the entire Ikorodu Road and Fadeye and Western Avenue has become a deadweight park. What does it tell you? It tells you that you have created a structural problem, right? And you've looked for it, you've used a solution which has created a bigger problem for you.